Hello, everyone. I know everyone's hot, but there is a lot of traffic on the highway, so we're gonna delay it by about 15 minutes. Just make sure everyone gets here. Thanks, guys. Hello again, everyone. We're going to get started, so if everyone could find their seats and please clear the aisles, that'd be great, and we'll get it going. wait. Okay.
Oh yeah, they're so early.
Just gonna wait for them.
Yeah, that's nice to wait for them.
Let's go on the left side. You guys okay?
You're
You
good.
guys nervous, I know? Good morning, everyone. Before we begin, we'd like to acknowledge our graduation marshals, Mahaley Burdett, Madison Duffy, Charlie Dustin, and Ben Poole. Marshals, thank you for your leadership today. And now, please seat the class of 2026.
We would like to extend a big thank you to our drum corps for proudly leading the class of 2026 in today's ceremony. And also another big thank you to the band and orchestra under the direction of Gabe Cohen, who has been with the Concord School District for 17 years. Thank you.
We would now like to welcome Will Belrose to the stage to acknowledge his future plans to serve in the United States military and other students with future plans in the military.
Thank you, Tommy. I would like to recognize the students from the class of 2026 who have decided to serve their country and enter the United States military. When I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Isaiah Frazier, United States Army. Cole Hatton, United States Air Force. Cooper McCabe, United States Marine Corps. Ilya Medvedevs, United States Coast Guard. Victor Miner, United States Army. Grace Sasaw, United States Army. Caden Sherman, United States Marine Corps. Thank you. You may be seated. At this time, I ask that all current members of the military and veterans please stand to be recognized for your service. Now all, please rise for the for the singing of our national anthem and remove your hats. Graduates, you may leave your caps on. Our national anthem will be performed by the CHS Chamber Singers.
We would like to begin by recognizing a group of individuals whose work often happens behind the scenes. Yet, without their dedication and support, today would not be possible. our athletic director, Mr. Steve Largy, assistant principal, Mr. Graham Crowther, Ms. Kylene Chalaskis, and Mr. Jim Corkum, soon to be principal of Concord High School. Our current principal, Ms. Chris Gallo, and our superintendent, Dr. Timothy Herbert. We thank you for everything you do for our students and our school community.
We would also like to extend our deepest thanks to Karen Baxter, our occupational therapist, who has served the Concord School District for over 35 years. Karen plays an essential role at events like this, ensuring that every student, especially those with mobility needs, has the support they need to cross this stage with confidence and receive their diploma. Her dedication embodies the very best of our school community.
We would also like to thank Ms. Lamb, who works so hard each year to run and organize graduation and spends countless hours making sure this event runs smoothly and everything goes according to plan. We wouldn't be here without you today, so thank you. Make sure when you see her, thank her.
Okay, last one. This graduation would not be possible. Well, if you look down, the seats you're sitting in, they wouldn't be there without the countless hours Mr. Veazey, Miss Drew, and school board member Barb Higgins spent in the scorching, hot, melting sun, zip tying all the chairs you're currently sitting in. They did a lot more too. So give them a round of applause too. Let's give a hand to the staff and faculty for everything they have done. Okay, so now we get to introduce ourselves. Drayden Nyambo, my right-hand man, is an African-American friend, son, brother, and a proud member of the graduating class of 2026. He was active throughout his time at Concord High School and throughout the Concord community. He participated in clubs like Be the Change while also being an athlete. He did sports like Concord High School varsity soccer for 3 years, being featured in multiple articles, and also running a year of track. He is known throughout the school community for being nice and friendly to others, even winning senior superlative next local celebrity. Drayden's favorite memory was the entire show of the 2023 International Night. Drayden plans on studying physical education at Keene State College for the next 4 years.
My partner here, Tommy Weaver, in his time at CHS was a varsity baseball player and captain. Participated in student government and was the first ever co-secretary in CHS student government history with his right-hand man, Logan Scheimer. He was a member of the National Honor Society and was the former Future Business Leaders of America Club President, while also earning the title of CRTC Ambassador of the Year. Tommy's most proud accomplishment is beating Drayden in the Concord Parks and Rec Basketball Championship. Next year, Tommy will be attending UNH to study business. It is my honor to introduce Principal Chris Gallo to the podium. While acting as principal at CHS, Ms. Gallo has become a fan favorite, and we are so grateful to have her for our senior year. If you know Ms. Gallo, you know she loves Wonder Woman. She has been our Wonder Woman this year. Please give it up for Ms. Gallo.
It's in here. All right, graduates, are you ready for this? Good morning, CHS! Happy Saturday. It is June 13th. It is not a Crimson Day. It is not a Tide Day. It is graduation day. And here are some great announcements. Class of 2026, You are the very first CHS class to graduate here at NHTI. And here are some housekeeping items. Portable restrooms are located between the ceremony and parking. Please do not leave your seat during the ceremony to take photographs. We have Rob Image Photography here, who will photograph the ceremony and each graduate. Details on how to purchase photos are in your program and have been sent out through Parent Square. Following the ceremony, we ask that you remain in your seats until the graduates have left the immediate area. Seniors who want to take the bus back to Delta Dental, you should plan to get to the bus where you were dropped off behind me at the gym. The bus will run for approximately 1 hour after the ceremony. And lastly, graduates, please turn off your cell phones and place them and headphones and AirPods into your backpacks. Oh, wait, you don't have to deal with that law anymore. Yeah. Okay, let's go. As you know, this is my first year as high school principal. Although it was an unplanned event, I am grateful for every day that I spent with all of you. I was able to reconnect with former Krista McAuliffe students, and I had the opportunity to meet some very sincerely great staff and students. I'd been thinking a whole lot about the message that I wanted to impart to you today. And then a couple weeks ago, at the Senior Awards Assembly, Mr. Largy mentioned that he speaks in sports metaphors. And I thought to myself, well, what kind of metaphors do I speak in? And it wasn't until that moment that I realized what I needed to share with you. It should come as no surprise to you that I want to reflect upon what is near and dear to my heart. Kindergarten. And trust me, all your families surrounding you here today have been busy digging through all these old photos to find your sweet little faces from kindergarten, and they have a tear in their eye. You may be familiar with a book called All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. For this graduating class, these lessons feel especially meaningful because for many of you, I loved being your principal in kindergarten. And I can remember many of you as 5-year-olds. On your first day of school, some of you walked in confidently through those doors. Others of you held very tightly to your parents' hand. Some of you couldn't wait to meet new friends, and others of you weren't quite sure you wanted to stay through the day. Oh God, and there was so much crying. It was your parents. And yet, even then, you were learning lessons that would carry you all the way to this stage today. I'd like to highlight 5 of those lessons. The first is probably the most simple. Share everything. In kindergarten, that meant sharing your crayons, your markers, your blocks, and even that coveted space on the rug. As seniors, sharing looks different. You shared notes with classmates who may have missed school. You shared your talents in concerts, games, performances, and clubs. You shared your time mentoring younger students and peers. And you supported your friends when they needed you most. Lesson number 2, play fair. In kindergarten, that meant following the rules during a game and making sure everyone got a turn. And yeah, there was a lot of crying. As seniors, it meant competing with integrity, treating others with respect, and understanding that character means just as much as achievement. Lesson number 3, Say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. Kindergartners are still learning how to navigate friendships. Sometimes that means hurt feelings, misunderstandings, and learning how to make things right. As seniors, you've learned that relationships are still imperfect. The ability to admit mistakes, give grace to others, and move forward together. These are probably some of the most important skills you'll ever have. Lesson number 4, probably my favorite. When you go out into the world, watch for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. As kindergartners, that meant walking safely down the hallway with hands to your sides and staying with your class during a field trip. As seniors, it means something much bigger. It means looking out for one another. It means supporting your friends through their challenges and recognizing that none of us succeeds completely on our own. And I've watched this class do exactly that. I've seen you celebrate one another's successes, encourage one another through setbacks, and build a community that is stronger because of all of the people sitting around you today. The final lesson, probably the most important one: learn, think, draw and paint, sing and dance, work and play every day. When you were 5 years old, learning was an adventure. Every discovery felt exciting. Somewhere along the way, the learning became harder, the challenges became greater, and the expectations increased. But you kept learning anyway. You learned how to solve difficult problems. You learned to fail forward and adapt when things didn't go as planned. You learned who you are, what matters to you, and who you want to become. Today, as you graduate, I hope you remember the most important lessons were never just about academics. They were about how to treat people, how to face challenges, and how to continue growing. I've had the extraordinary privilege of watching many of you begin your educational journey as kindergartners and complete it as graduates. The distance between those two moments is measured in years, but it's also measured in growth, resilience, friendships, accomplishments, and lifelong memories. Class of 2026. These kindergarten lessons all still hold true. Share your gifts. Play fair. Be kind. Stay connected to the people around you. And never stop learning. We are incredibly proud of you, and we cannot wait to see where your journey takes you next. Congratulations, class of 2026.
Thank you, Ms. Gallo, for that. Now, if you could please direct your attention to the senior class choral ensemble. They'll be singing Hail, Hail to Concord High, written by Muriel Coleman from the CHS class of 1948. Ms. Prin Quawet is in her 11th year as choral director and will be directing the ensemble today.
Thank you to the choir. Next, we would like to introduce Maddie Short, the Concord High School class of 2026 salutatorian. During her time at Concord High, Maddie was a part of numerous school groups, including the Concord High School Drama Club, Concord High School Chamber Singers, National Honor Society, and Student Government, where she served as her class treasurer. Maddie was also a 4-year varsity cross-country runner, stepping into the role of a captain this past fall. Outside of school and sports, Maddie loves her job babysitting, spending time outside, and hanging out with her friends. Next year, she will be attending Skidmore College in Saratoga Springs, New York, where she plans to study or to major in education studies with dreams to one day teach internationally. Please welcome Maddie Short to the stage.
I'll take this one, and yours is underneath. It's right there.
Good morning, class of 2026. Congratulations. What a privilege it is to stand up here as your class saluted something. Oh my gosh, sorry. Your salutatorian. I want to start with some thank yous. Thank you, Mom, Dad, Lily, Tama. Sorry, I lost my spot. Wait, can I start over? No? Okay. Hi again. Wait, sorry, I don't know if I can do this. I'm just in such a funk this morning. Okay, yay! I'm gonna give Lisa Lamb credit for that one. You can retire now, woo! Okay, all right, now I would like to begin my speech, my real speech, with a huge congratulations to you all. We've made it to our high school graduation. I hope you all are immensely proud of yourselves and all the work you've put into your education these last 4 years. Despite the crazy roller coaster of emotions, events, and assignments that came with being a high schooler, we're here today, ready to walk across this stage and enter a new chapter of our lives. To our teachers who stood by us along the way, thank you for believing in us. Thank you for dedicating yourselves to educating us, and thank you for providing us safe spaces to learn. Thank you for dealing with our daily shenanigans, and thank you for responding to our hundreds of frantic emails over deadlines and grades. To all our families sitting with us today, thank you for your love, thank you for your constant encouragement, and thank you for showing up. Thank you for the hundreds of rides to various school events, and thank you for waking us up when we've slept through our alarms. And lastly, to my fellow graduates, thank you for making my high school experience so special. While sitting down to begin my speech, I have to admit I had no idea where to begin. So I fell back on the one thing my nerdy theater kid self does best, storytelling. In April, I had the incredible opportunity to travel abroad and spend a week exploring Italy. For those of you who don't know, Italy was the hub of the Renaissance in the 14th century. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, basically just all the Ninja Turtles, flocked to cities like Florence, excited to share their works with the world. On this trip, I was astounded to find that many of the works of these artists were hidden right under our noses. All we had to do was look. Paintings, architecture, graffiti, stained glass, sculptures, you name it, somewhere in Italy, they had it. For me, though, The most remarkable artworks were the incredibly intricate and seemingly infinite mosaics found on the walls of every church we stumbled upon. Thousands of small stones or ceramic tiles came together to create some of the most stunning and emotional images I'd ever seen. To me, high school reminds me of a mosaic. We all experience thousands of small moments sprinkled across the course of 4 years, and at the end, we're left with one big, beautiful piece of art. This realization led me to 3 hopes I have for our class that I would like to share with you today. Number 1, whether these moments we had were monumental, such as walking down the red carpet at our senior prom, or small, simple occurrences, such as winning a game of Jeopardy in Mr. Byers' classroom, their importance in your mosaic holds equal weight. Every tiny pebble and tiny shard of glass matters. I mean, sometimes letting your team down during a big game feels just as crappy as that one day the spicy chicken sandwich at lunch just doesn't hit as hard as it usually does. As we move forward from graduation today, I hope you all allow yourselves to live fully in every moment, no matter the size. Let your vibrant colors of life shine through in the way you interact with the world. I hope you wake up every morning and continue to carpe diem, seize the freaking day. Number 2, each of our experiences at Concord High were unique to us. To continue with this analogy, your high school mosaic looks drastically different than that of the people sitting next to you at this very moment. Not everyone remembers their picture day sophomore year as vividly as you do, and not everyone found the pig fetus dissection you did in anatomy junior year as thrilling or memorable as you do. I saw hundreds of mosaics and works of art in Italy this spring, and I promise you, not one of them looked the same. Similarly, none of us are the same. We're all human, but there is only one you. I hope for everyone sitting here that you remember this and never stop being unapologetically yourself. Continue to hold your head high and share your ideas with the world, because it's going to be a pretty boring place without them. And finally, number 3, my favorite part about exploring the Italian mosaics this spring had to be sharing the experience with others. My friends and I spent hours exploring museums and churches, analyzing what we saw, exchanging perspectives, and most importantly, making memories. I think we can all agree that the people we chose to surround ourselves with every day of high school were what really made these last 4 years unforgettable. Perhaps sometimes they were the reason you got out of bed on a cold and rainy morning. Or maybe it was because of their support in class you passed Algebra 2. Your peers are the ones you played Uno with at lunch every day, and it was with them you pranked your Spanish teacher by all wearing shirts with his face on them. Sharing high school with our friends, constantly having people in our corner cheering us on, is what made all the all-nighters and bad days worth it. The impact they've had on our lives will stay with us for years to come. So, my final hope for all of you is as you leave graduation here today and step into this next chapter, I hope you continue to share every moment, every day with the people who matter most to you. Hold on to them tightly and make memories you are never going to forget. Show off your mosaic to new friends and reminisce over it with old ones. I hope you can all see now that whether you knew it or not, you've just spent 4 years crafting a mosaic of moments. And sure, this one may be done, but you've still got the whole gallery of your life left to fill. Leave here today and continue mastering your craft. Cherish every moment, never stop being you, and live life with the loved ones around you. Go fill the world with your mosaics. Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie. Our next speaker is Maggie Hall, giving the memory chair speech. During her time at CHS, Maggie graduated from the CRTC Health Science program and currently works at the hospital as a licensed nursing assistant, along with completing a surgical shadowing ELO at Concord Hospital. Additionally, Maggie was a suicide prevention leader and the president and co-founder of the Mental Health Awareness Club. Maggie was also very involved in the CHS music department, being section leader in the school's orchestra, performing in multiple productions as a member of the CHS Drama Club, and privately studied piano. Next year, Maggie will be going to the College of the Holy Cross, where she'll be majoring in biology and minoring in neuroscience on a pre-med track. Please welcome Maggie Hall to the stage.
Each and every one of us here today has someone in our lives who has shaped us into who we are. We all have that special person who gives us reason for what we do and why we do it. That person who pushes us to be a better version of ourselves each and every day and leaves us with the most impactful of lessons. I have been lucky enough to have a multitude of these people in my life, but there are two in particular that I would like to tell you about today. Anyone who was lucky enough to meet my father knew just how funny he was. He wasn't the type to crack a dad joke that was occasionally funny, but was the type of person to have you rolling on the floor, dying of laughter the second he opened his mouth. What people loved most about him was the food that he's made. My father's passion in life was being a chef. Years of cooking with his grandfather, culinary school, and owning restaurants made him incredible at what he did. I've never seen someone more passionate about their profession than him. At any crisis, he was the first to show up at your door with a meal large enough to feed 1,000 people. He was constantly inviting people over to our house who could cook for them, and would even bring all of his equipment into school on my birthday to cook for my classmates. Occasionally, you would even see him pop up on the news on the weekend doing cooking segments while cracking jokes. My father didn't just have a taste for good food, but a taste for bringing others together. His cooking had the power to make others truly happy. The food my dad made had this magical ability to just make you feel loved. Not only did he share this ability with others by cooking for them, but he became a culinary professor to show others how to share love through food too. My dad taught me how important it is to work towards your dreams, how important it is to be passionate about something, and share that passion with others. Though impactful, the lessons my father taught me didn't solely shape me as a person. If you know me, then you know exactly who I'm going to tell you about next, my grandmother Nanny. I spent every summer of my life at my grandparents' beach house by her side, where she would teach me to read, swim, and build sandcastles, before rocking me to sleep each night on the front porch. My whole life, she has been my whole world. No matter what went wrong, the second I was in her arms, everything was okay. 12 years ago, she was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, a rare blood cancer that develops in plasma cells. At her initial diagnosis, she was given days left to live, but she made a promise to herself to see her babies grow up. So, in her stubborn nature, she persisted and fought to stay alive. Anyone in her position has the right to complain, question their religion, and be angry, but Nanny didn't. Even though she was going through endless rounds of chemo, radiation, and stem cell transplants, she never once let her smile fade. Though her bones were brittle, she was still playing with me in the waves, getting down on her hands and knees to make sandcastles, and rocking me to sleep. I will never forget the day she lost her hair to cancer. Most would be upset about losing their hair, but the only thing she was worried about was my sister and I. I remember her sitting us down and telling us that she was going to be bald, but that we shouldn't be scared. So that day, we all went to the hair salon and she handed us the scissors. We took turns giving her funny haircuts and then eventually shaved her head. Once she was freshly bald, she handed us a pack of washable markers and let us color all over her head. That was just the type of person she was. What should have been a solemn day turned into one of my greatest memories. Nanny has always been a pillar of strength to me and has shown me that no matter what circumstances life throws at you, you make the best of it and live your life to the fullest, just like her. When Robert Frost said nothing gold can stay, he was telling the truth. My dad fought with alcoholism and depression for many years. He hid his feelings and need for help from others because he was ashamed. Even though his alcoholism did not make him a bad person, it simply hid the good person he was at times. One night after my parents' divorce, I decided to call my dad. That night, we talked on the phone about my life and all the amazing things I was so excited for. And then we said our I love yous and our goodbyes. I just never realized those words would be the last ones we would ever share. Later that night, I received the news that he had succumbed to his alcoholism. During that time in my life, Nanny was right by my side, helping me through each step of grief. But unfortunately, she is as gold as they come, so she also couldn't stay. On my sister's 21st birthday, she gave my sister her diamond necklace, and then she turned to me and handed me a little box. I'm not going to make it to your 21st birthday, so I'm giving this to you now. So she gave me one of her wedding rings. I wear this ring every day to remind me of her. I didn't want to believe her, but I knew it was true. There were no more treatments left to fight her cancer. Over those next couple of months, I became one of her primary caregivers. Though she was dying and losing her independence, that didn't stop us from having fun. We laughed through bed baths and breeze changes, and I sat by her side until her final breath. I laid in her little bed as she took that very last breath. I held onto her one last time and took one last glimpse of her beautiful face, and there, as it always had been, was her stunning smile. Though some of the most important people in our lives cannot be here today, their legacies and lessons live on with every beat of our very own hearts. Grief never goes away. We carry it with us always. But what is important to remember is that we do not grieve for no reason. We grieve someone so hard because we loved that person so much. Every thought of that person who cannot be with you, every ache in your heart is an extension of your love for them. Grief is a horribly beautiful thing because it is better to have grieved than to have never grieved and loved than to have never loved at all. So if you're walking across that stage today with a heavy heart because someone you love is no longer with us, just know that your heart is heavy because there is so much love inside of it. And as you look out into the audience at that empty chair, just know it is not really empty because your loved ones, all of their memories, and all of their lessons are sitting in that chair cheering you on today. Thank you.
Thank you, Maggie. Our next speaker will be Clara McHugh, who will be delivering a dedication speech in honor of former Superintendent Murphy. Over the last 4 years, Clara McHugh has made a name for herself on not just the field, but the ice and snow as well. She's played multiple varsity sports, including soccer, lacrosse, ice hockey, Nordic skiing, and ran track. Clara completed an independent study ELO with the Concord Police Department, which included ride-alongs and volunteering at events such as National Night Out. Her plans for next year are to attend the University of New Hampshire to major in Homeland Security and minor in forensics, and hopes to play club soccer and hockey.
Good morning. My name is Clara McHugh, and I'm here today to honor Kathleen Murphy. We all knew her because of her important role as superintendent. But what really made her important were all the things she did to help others. Things that were invisible to most people, but things that meant everything to the people whose lives she changed. And that's what my story honoring her today is about. I don't have to remind our class what 6th grade was like for us when COVID shut school down. And I'm sure I wasn't the only one who struggled during that time. But even before COVID, reading had been hard for me. Then remote learning came, and reading went from being hard to feeling like I was climbing Mount Everest without oxygen. It didn't get better when we went back to school in 7th grade, even with the help of great teachers. No matter how hard I tried, the struggle just kept getting bigger. I was frustrated, embarrassed, and dreaded school most days because of it. Eventually, this led to a meeting at the SAU office with Superintendent Murphy on a warm, sunny day toward the end of 7th grade. It might seem strange that I remember the weather that day, but I do. I remember it because I was mad that I had to go to a meeting when I wanted to be outside with friends. But Superintendent Murphy had asked my mom and I to come meet with her, just us, so I didn't have a choice, and I went, unhappily. From the minute I met her, Superintendent Murphy was friendly and made it easy to talk to her. She even made a joke about how meeting with her that day probably wasn't my top choice. I quickly and enthusiastically agreed with her, and I liked that I made her laugh. I also liked that instead of asking me about school, she asked me what I like to do in my free time. So we talked about friends, about bike riding, and about soccer. And she impressed me by talking about my soccer position in a way that showed she knew the game. She was genuinely interested in me and what I had to say, and I immediately liked her. Then she asked me what I liked about school. The truth at that time in my life was nothing, and that's just what I told her. She didn't get mad or look disappointed. She just nodded and asked me to explain why. So I did, and I didn't hold anything back. I talked for a long time, and she just listened. When I was done, she said she appreciated how honest I was. And she told me she liked how I wasn't afraid to tell her exactly what I thought and how I felt. Anyone who knows me knows that sharing my opinion isn't something I've ever had trouble doing. But not every adult in school has always appreciated that. Superintendent Murphy did, and that has always stayed with me. Then she said she wanted to share a story with me. The personal details of her story aren't mine to share. But the theme was that she'd spent a lot of years of her own life advocating for a family member to get what they needed. She explained that because of her own experience doing that, she understood that what people need doesn't always look the same for everyone. I remember feeling confused and not really understanding where she was going with her story at the time, but I kept nodding because it seemed like the right thing to do. She finished her story by telling me that one of the best parts about being superintendent was her ability to give kids what they need without having to ask anyone else for permission when she felt like it was the right thing to do. And that's exactly what she did and more. For the next 2 summers and all through 8th grade, while my friends took fun elective classes, I took the reading help that Superintendent Murphy set up for me, and I worked as hard as I could. I wanted to prove to her and to myself that her willingness to help me was worth it. It was. Because of Superintendent Kathleen Murphy, my path in school changed. Nothing about me today reflects my past struggles. And that's because Superintendent Murphy helped me and went above and beyond when she did not have to. Long after she gave me the reading help I needed, I never forgot her or that afternoon. I never forgot how she listened to me and how she made me feel, and that says everything about who she was. Kathleen Murphy truly cared for people, and you could see it in everything she did. She was at sports games cheering on teams. She was at concerts listening to musicians. She was in the halls of schools, and she made time for students like myself. She took the time to understand what we need, and she changed our lives all because she cared. I had planned to set up a meeting with her one last time this year to thank her again for what she'd done for me and to share my plans for my future with her. Plans that are possible because of her help. I would have thanked her for helping me realize that a struggle doesn't have to define you. And I would have told her how grateful I am that she gave me the chance to overcome mine, but I didn't get that chance. Like everyone, I was shocked and so sad when I found out Superintendent Murphy had passed away so suddenly. I spent a lot of time this year thinking about what I could do to honor her. And sharing this story to honor who she was is what I came up with. Before today, very few people outside of Kathleen Murphy, myself, and my mom knew this story. I never really thought there would be a reason to share it, but I'm sharing it today because it shows who Kathleen Murphy was. She was compassionate and kind and went out of her way to help others. She stepped in when something wasn't right and made sure it got fixed. She didn't do it loudly or publicly or for attention or awards or praise. She did it because it was the right thing to do. And I'm proof that the kind of quiet and generous help she gave to so many people really does change lives. And she should always be remembered for that. And so, I think the best way we can all honor Kathleen Murphy is to look around for ways to help others and do it as often as we can, just like she did. Even if people never know what we've done to help, we should do it anyway, because it always makes a difference, and it always matters. Kathleen Murphy knew that, and because of her, now we do too. Thank you for listening today.
Thank you, Clara. Each year, all seniors are invited to enter a speech with the hopes of winning and speaking here at our graduation ceremony. It is a highly competitive competition, and speeches are then reviewed by judges until one stands alone as the winner. Up next, we have the competitive speech winner, Pratiksha Rajal. Throughout high school, she has been deeply involved in leadership, including restorative justice leadership in her sophomore year, summer leadership opportunities, and most recently, suicide prevention leadership this year. Her favorite memory was the freshman year winter carnival, hanging out with friends and having a good time. Impressively, she speaks 4 languages and will be attending the University of New Hampshire, where she plans to major in neuroscience. Give it up for Pratiksha Rajal.
It's right. Oh, somewhere there. Right there. Okay.
Thank you. Good morning to the graduating class of 2026. I would like to thank all the staff and parents and guardians who have shown up today for this grand occasion. As we all know, in these last 12 years, everyone has worked very hard. Has worked very hard towards this day, and everyone's support should be recognized. I would like to share my personal experience of the last 12 years. Let me tell you a bit about my background. which has shaped my journey in these past 12 years. I am the eldest daughter of my two immigrant parents who came here on October 21st, 2008. Both of my parents were born in a small country called Bhutan, which most of you probably have never heard of. Growing up in very large families, they faced many challenges, especially during the 16 years they lived in Nepal's immigration camps. They used to live in small huts made out of bamboo and thatch. They had no access, they barely could protect themselves from the pouring rain. They had no access to technology, medical assistance, or running water. They would have to carry water in a gagri. What is a gagri, you may ask? A large jug, usually made out of copper and brass and carried on the hips over rough terrain. These sacrifices my family carried the same American dream as many immigrants who traveled to the United States. Their travels took them to Concord for 4 years, then to St. Louis, Missouri in 2012. By this time, I was 5 years old, and this transition was not easy for me. For the first 4 years of my life, I could not speak. I had a speech impediment, and when I moved to St. Louis, I was learning 2 languages to speak Nepali and English simultaneously. It was very difficult to communicate as an ELL student. As I adapted to my new environment, I learned how to share my experience with others, who made me feel like I didn't belong. Even my first grade teacher doubted my ability, saying, how did you even make it to the first grade? You barely can read and write. I think back on this moment as a low point in my life. At this time, my parents decided to switch me to a different school. After some testing at my new school, they recommended me for 2nd grade, but my parents decided to keep me in 1st grade. It was better developmentally for me. With a fresh start, my academic success really began. I thrived with my peers, and staying back honestly helped me a lot. One of the ways I fit in with my new classmates was by developing an alternative identity. Most of you know her. She is called Patty, as most of you know me by. I did this by making my name more convenient for them to use instead of using my actual given name. When I had the chance to tell people my name, I chose the easy route instead of just letting others figure out how to say my name. This was true even when I moved back to Concord years later. During my sophomore year, I had an epiphany. I realized that I lost myself. I got so used to writing and saying Patty instead of Pratiksha. I lost my real identity. In years leading up to this moment, I hadn't realized that I was losing my voice, my ability to speak up for myself. During this point in high school, I started embracing my true self, which is tied to my identity and culture. I also started to accept myself as I am, and I realized that I am an excellent person in my own right, and changing my real name was not going to make me fit in better. Yes, while some of my peers still call me by my nickname, I feel comfortable with myself now. During junior year, I faced another personal challenge. I was diagnosed with a foot condition called posterior tubular tendon dysfunction. Growing up, I always had leg pain. The earliest age I can remember complaining to my mom was when I was 7 years old. As the weather got colder, the leg pain would get worse. I remember my mother would wrap my leg with a scarf. As I got older, this pain would get worse, and it spread into my knees. On some days, I would just go home and cry. I remember the feeling of my calf cramping up while I helplessly laid on the ground. On multiple sleepless nights, I would wake up in a cold sweat with unbearable cramping and pain shooting up my right leg. No one at school knew what I was going through, since I acted normal during the school day and went home and cried all night. But this year, senior year, everything changed. I had multiple surgeries, and now I'm on the road to recovery. As I look at you all today, I realized that my journey wasn't about fitting in. It was about finding the strength to stand out. My family's little journey to Concord, the language barriers I faced, and the physical health struggles I dealt with didn't break me, they built me. They taught me that our names and our histories are not burdens, but the very foundation of our power. And with this, I thank you all, and congratulations, class of 2026.
We would now like to welcome the president of the class of 2026, Erin K. Bernardo, to the stage. Erin Bernardo isn't just a bilingual student. She's an athlete, musician, and most importantly, a leader. During her time at Concord High School, she studied Spanish and Arabic, with her first language being English. She did track and field and has been playing the piano for 10 years. Erin's favorite memory at CHS is giving Mr. Bling an apology cake for a horrible essay during a push. She's been vice president of Racial Equity Club for 3 years, student representative for the school board for 2 years, teacher assistant for chemistry and AP biology, and has volunteered for multiple organizations such as Project Story. And on top of all that, she represents all of us today as the class president. Her plans for next year are to go to her dream school, Middlebury College, to major in biochemistry, and she plans on having a minor in Arabic. Ladies and gentlemen, Erin Bernardo.
Thank you, Tommy. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming today to celebrate the class of 2026. Seniors, I can tell how nervous and excited you guys are. Don't worry, we're almost there. I am proud to have been your class president for the past 4 years, and I have not been able to give this speech without all the support the senior government has received in the past few years. From hosting the volleyball and 3v3 basketball tournament in junior year to hosting homecoming and prom this year, you guys made it happen by showing up. Special thanks to our advisors throughout the 4 years. Thank you, Mr. Flower, Ms. Martin, Mr. Scobie, and special thanks to Ms. Pacini, our senior government advisor. As many people know, I'm a big achiever. If you walk into my bedroom, you'll find the evidence around my room. Textbooks scattered, piano medals in drawers, and a wall of certificates and awards that I treated like trophies. For most of high school, that was the scoreboard I lived by. From freshman year, it started with my grades. I found value in the academic praise I received. My personal value would equate the amount of 4s I would receive or the amount of awards I would receive at the underclassmen award ceremony. Then, helping others became a part of the equation too. Volunteering, tutoring, being the person someone can count on, that became another way I found value in myself. I believed that if I stopped doing these things, all of it, then I no longer had any value at all. Spring of my junior year, I got an email notifying me that I had been accepted into a top summer program where I could study abroad and learn Arabic on a government-funded scholarship. My first thought wasn't the country, the language, or the culture I get to live inside for the summer. My first thought was how good it would look on my Common App. When I arrived in Morocco, everything was very jarring. I was completely in a new country with a different culture and values from mine. My cohort and I both learned Darija, the local dialect, and Arabic throughout our time and tried our best to learn the Moroccan culture and make the most of our time there. But one moment that stuck with me is when I met this mother and her baby when I was trying to take the train. They both didn't speak English, and at the time, I didn't know Arabic or Darija very well. The mother had asked me where I was from, and I tried my best and told her that I was from America, and I was just in Morocco to learn Arabic. She and many other people that I met were not just appalled at the fact this random American teenager could speak Arabic, but also that I was even there speaking with them and speaking Darija. I remember her telling me that I was doing a good job and prayed that I got home safe. She had found value in my presence and just who I was. For years, I had measured my worth through numbers, awards, and accomplishments. But being at that train station, thousands of miles from home, a stranger reminded me that my value was never dependent on any of those things. My value came from simply being who I am. I believe that many of us sitting here today can relate to the exact same feeling. Throughout high school, we have had constant reminders of grades, athletic achievements, music performances, leadership positions, and countless ways to measure one's success. It is easy to believe that those things define us. But as we cross this stage and move on with our lives, I want you to remember that our worth is not determined by what we achieve or even what we do, but rather the kind of person we choose to be. Oops. It is weird being on the stage knowing it is my last time seeing a majority of you guys, but I want to say how thankful I am for the teachers here at Concord High. As a teenager who has been struggling with mental health since 13 years old, if you had asked 13-year-old Erin about her future plans, she wouldn't have imagined living past the age of 16, and she especially didn't think she would be giving a speech at graduation. But I'm grateful for teachers like Mr. Petzold, Senor Chamberlain, and Mr. Bride. They have given me a safe space where I could be myself and have helped me become the person I am today. Being in the public school system has not only given me the support I needed, but so many wonderful opportunities. My teachers here have given me my love for chemistry, language, and the compassion for helping others. I would also like to especially thank my family and my friends whom I had the pleasure of studying abroad with. Thank you to my cohort, and a special thank you to London, Satu, Ellie, and Luke. I've learned so much from them. A huge lesson I've learned, especially from spending my time in Morocco, is that there's beauty in being scared and nervous for new beginnings. Having these emotions are what makes us human. Even though change and growing up is scary, it must happen, but that doesn't mean to completely let chance take the reins. You still have the ability to take charge of your life. I know that every one of you is capable of being successful. I see future doctors, lawyers, artists, teachers, scientists, writers, and most importantly, leaders sitting in front of me today. Before we walk across the stage and receive our diplomas, I hope you remember that our greatest value does not come from winning a game, a college acceptance letter, or even a transcript. Our value comes from who we are and the impact we have on the people around us. The future ahead of us is uncertain, and it is scary. But as I stated before, there is beauty in being scared. There is beauty in not knowing exactly what comes next. Growth begins when we step into the unknown. Class of 2026, as you move forward, chase your goals, work hard, don't forget that you are enough and your worth is measured by your humanity. Before we receive our diplomas, allow me to capture this moment together. Take a picture.
Okay. I can go this side.
Okay.
Right arm. Right arm's comfortable. Let's go.
Congratulations, class of 2026.
Thank you, Aaron, for that speech and for your service as class president. Next, invite to the podium Superintendent Dr. Timothy Herbert, School Board President Pamela Walsh, and Principal Chris Gallo for the certification and the conferral of diplomas. Sorry.
Members of the school board, Principal Gallo, faculty, families, and honored guests, I hereby recommend that the students before you receive their diplomas as part of the Concord High School class of 2026.
On behalf of the Concord Board of Education, I accept the recommendation of the superintendent and certify that the members of the class of 2026 have met all the requirements set forth by the state of New Hampshire and the Concord Board of Education. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Superintendent Herbert and President Walsh. By the authority vested in me as principal of Concord High School, and with the certification of the superintendent and acceptance of the school board, I hereby confer upon the members of the Concord High School class of 2026 their diplomas with all the rights and responsibilities thereto. Graduates, congratulations.
Up next is the bravest person on the stage, the one reading every single name. Please welcome Mr. Jonathan Flower.
I'm not sure whether it's brave or stupid, but we'll give it my best shot. Twice. Aaron Christiana Gottmaitan Bernardo. Emma Claire O'Connor. Logan John Scheimer. Madeline Leela Short. Thomas James Weaver. Ashley Lynn Abbott. Amina Abuk Bakar. Delaney Rose Affleck. Abel Bishaz Ahadi. Carmen Rachel Ahern. Amira Naomi Adu Ahmed. Caden Lynn Aldrich. Horace Belich. Beninu Ludwig Amini. Tyler Gavin Anderson in absentia. Sophia Ann Anderson in absentia. Mohammed Arif Arifi. Dean Hayes Ayat. Reed Gabriel Bailey. Jack Baldwin. Adeline Isabel Barker. Michael Adam Berry. Braden Scott Beauregard. Madison Janet Beauregard. Benjamin Robert Belanger. William Michael Bellerose. Troy Evan Bemis. Sadie Mae Bankston. Annalise Clara Beniste. Alana Fonta Boli in absentia. Caitlin Beth Borkush. Mayla Ann Bradley in absentia. Max Doyle Branch. Kevin Patrick Brejnahan. Jack Edward Bryan. Ella Ann Brissett. Charles Buckjune in absentia. Lindsay Page Burris in absentia. Gavin Giovanni Butcher. Wyatt Gabriel Buteau. Camden Casey Carboni. Segan Pierce Karen. Cedric Elliott Carter. Jackson Meyer Carter. Cody Craig Catino. Elizabeth Rose Chamberlain. Finley Drew Chapman. Maya Louise Chapman. Sadie Lynn Chapman. Caverly Lola Charles. Abigail Chase in absentia. Bill Chin in absentia. Sebastian Otis Christie. Maximus Chung. Elliot Poignier Clendenning. Eliana Leonore Rady Coffin. Josiah Lennon Conley, in absentia. William Baxter Corbett. Caden Christopher Corson. Sean Donald Costigan. Max Kramer, in absentia. Scarlett Emily Creon. Amelia Elizabeth Crumrine. Jacoby Oscar Cruz. Bennett Andrew Sear. Abigail Rice D'Agostino. Jonah Sangster Finbar Delaire. Marcus Allen Day. Michael Sean Day Jr. Eileen Hope DeFisser. Ava Grace DeLuca. Belladonna Josephine Denuzio. Asiany Derek. Logan Douglas DeShane.
You got it right. Thank you, Mr. Flower.
Amy Josephine DeRogers. Thalia Aphrodite Demoulis. Logan Samuel Dodd. Clayton Joshua Donahue. Reese Gavin Donahue. Daniel Patrick Donahue. Clover Sarah Doporowski. Julian James Dow. Ross Christopher Dow. Elizabeth Renee Downing. Timothy Douglas Drum. Harper Harris Drusba. Trevin Anthony Duffy. Travis Jordan Dunbar, in absentia. Kara Julia Dunnigan. Lane Catherine Durgan. Brady Joseph Arthur Dussault. Phelan Astaria Edwards. Asher James Elganidi. Caitlin Marie Faith Evans. Timothy Kevin Fanbula. Javian A. Flores. Hope Francis Flick. Jordan Isaac Four. Leah Ann Folds. Eric Matthew Fournier. Catherine Margaret Fox. Jackson Kai Franco. Isaiah Gilbert Frazier in absentia. Veronica Rose Eads Galdieri. Trent Maynard Gardner. Sydney Robin Janest. Jackson Timothy Gaffair. Roland Michael Gilbert. Anicia Diamond Gill Foster. Michael Hollis Gleason. Kylie Elizabeth Golan. Riley Jean Goodwin. Brendan Cole Gravlin. Ella Carolyn Gray. Owen Robert Gregg. Connor Michael Gorell. Joshua Paul Gertner. Wayne Antonio Gutierrez Sakakini. Kaylee Marie Hall. Maggie Elizabeth Hall. Cody Allen Haskell. Kendall Marie Hatfield Randall. Cole Thomas Hatton. Logan Anthony Hayes. Morgan Alexis Heiss in absentia. Jalen Taylor Higgins. Rachel Lillian Hiltz. Deegan James Hines. Tam Wong. Nevaeh Rose Hong. Max Bradley Hoover. Beckett Ryan Horton. Ashton John Huntley. Keegan Grant Ingram. Samueli Iranze. Jacob Cole Jackson.
I didn't let him go.
Mariah Elizabeth Jameson. Maya Gwen Jowitz. Riley James Jennings. Ariana Elizabeth Johnson. Connor Junkins. Priska Cabeza. Oops, I forgot an abstention. There was an. Thank you. Stephen Kayembe. Juliette Marie Kazanowski. Holly Reiner Keenan. John Wellington Kelly. Anya Elizabeth Kenziora. Mariah Aisha Kenne. Jonathan Newton Kleiner. Weston Alexander Korber. Bella Marie Rose Kamoric. Kevin Kreku. Elizabeth Hosmer LaBombard. Spencer Gordon Ladd. Gavin Morgan Leahy. Ronald Armand LaLiberty II. Bella Christine LaPlante. Chad Leo LaRiviere. Alex John Leone. Destiny Chance Locke. Kevin Richardson Luno. Ryan Barry Lynham.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ryan, love the horns.
Eli Kelso Lyon. Carowin Lyell Maceno. Shayla Alexis McGee. Caledonia Lee Mann. Charity Rose Major. Jeremy William Millette. Kyla Avery Mandigo. Lena Rose Marcus. Bukila Ann Massaquay. Bernard Walton Mazer. Brooke Diamond Matat, in absentia. Madison Ashley Matat. Grace Mawa. Lucas Nicholas Mayer. Cameron Alexander McCabe. Cooper Anthony McCabe. Wesley Joseph McClintock. Elizabeth Charlotte McCormick. William Anthony McDevitt. Clara Olivier McHugh. Anthony David McGinnis. Lily Day McGinnis. Ian James McWeeny in absentia. Ilya Medvedov. Gabriel James Clayton Mention. Saffron Merrill. Hannah Elizabeth Miller. Victor Matthias Miner. Mazamel Mohammed. Tyler Jordan Morin. Caden Morrison in absentia. Hashima Lambert Muhinde. Riley Jean Mayor. Cardin James Myler. Ivy Elizabeth Negron. Kenny Wynn. Riley Ava Nichols. J.D. Kuranziza. Eliza Marion Beth Norris. Annabelle Kate Noralt. Drayden Tebow Nyambo. Catherine Elizabeth Nyan. Terry Z. Carrera.
Congratulations, buddy.
Chloe Elizabeth O'Connor. Lillian Marie O'Hara. Alex William Otterson. Joey O. Sankara Umaru. Gabrielle Ann Owens. Kaylin Maynard Peace. Abriana Lynn Pelletier. Martin Henry Pennington. Olivia Madalena Piera. Ava Christiana Peterson. Alexander Allen Petrie.
Alex, congratulations.
Andrew Kenneth Fitzenmayer. Haley Elizabeth Pinette. Mayeli K. Pio. Lily Rose Poulin. Coleman Roncarvin Prefa. Ariana Grace Prescott. Gabriella Faith Provencher. Isaiah Martin Puckett. Benjamin Levi Quimpo. Anna Rose Brown Quist. Camilla Ramirez Arcega. Michelle Ramirez Arcega. Riley Kate Raridan. Aiden Daniel Reed. Jeremy Joseph Richard Jr. Oliver Thomas Reichert. Amelia May Richner. Brianna Grace Rigo. Pratiksha Rajal. Jeffrey Daniel Reardon. Savannah Judith Rio. Konstantinos Miltiadis Rizos. Mia Jane Roberts. Alexia May Rodriguez. Aiden James Rafi. Ashley Elizabeth Russell. Benjamin Nicholas Ryder. Vamunia Bilal Sanago. Wadden Sauer.
Good job, Wadden. Good job, buddy.
Chloe Annika Soller. Grace Blessing Sesaw. Henry Dale Shake. Dominic Anthony Chanella. Kaylin Mary Schmidt. Mushkan Secondary. Aaliyah Ann Selling. Tiana Marie Serrato. Zachary Allen Severance. Alyssa Faith Sharkey. Caden Alexander Sherman. Kusang Sherpa. Faith Eleni Smith. Jaden Williams Smith. Samuel Roger Smith. Harry Milton Snow V. Ian Matthew Spalding. Cameron Spencer. Macy Kaylin Sprague. Ryan Benjamin Stevenson. Abigail Catherine Stewart. Dylan Setiawan Stewart. Brenna Catherine Streeter. Kiernan Peter Sullivan. Olivia Caitlin Sims. Gavin Thomas Sisson. Mika Claire Taylor. Norika Fappa. Lucas Benjamin Tibbetts. Owen Alexander Thibault. Ava Catherine Todd. Chelsea Baby Love Tona. Alexander Charles Tarrant. Addison Nicole Twayon. Benjamin Valmore Vashon. Isaac Marin Valancourt. Austin Pratt Vanacore. Sierra Dion Walker. Caden Curtis Warren. Kiralee Michelle Warren. I forgot that part. There was an Absentia part in there. Yeah. Kale Ryan Washburn. Miles Martin Watts. Thank you for turning attention on that. Jabari Webster. Ronell Jamel Wesley Jr. Jalen Marie Westling. Stefan Jonathan West.
Thank you so much.
Grayson Beckett Arlington Wheeler. Sophie Eden Woods White. Sean Scott Wicks. Thorson Frederick Weimer. Landon Xavier Wilmont. Balambo Willow Wiloja. Eliana Kathleen Wing. Marley Ann Witham. Caleb Benjamin Wolcott in absentia. Keith Jacob Wazalik. Noah Robert Wyatt. Liam Allen Yateman. Ashley Yen. And Shenmei Zheng.
Yeah, let's do that.
Now we will hear a message to the class of 2026 from our very own Superintendent and former CHS Principal Timothy Herbert.
Thank you, guys. Good morning. It's my distinct honor to share with you the final lesson of your journey through the Concord School District, because you've graduated. That is a major accomplishment. It proves something important. You have what it takes to continue doing great things. This moment is a celebration of you and the journey to get here. Every path was different. Every challenge was unique. There was no single right way to reach this milestone. What matters is simple and powerful. You did it. After this moment, life will begin to shift. The routines and familiar experiences of the last 4 years will fade into memory. You won't walk through the halls of Concord High School in the same way, passing friends, familiar faces of faculty and staff. The quiet corners, predictable transitions, the comfort of knowing exactly what comes next will fade away. In their place will come an adventure. One that takes you farther than you've ever been, to other countries, to prestigious academic halls of universities, into the workforce, or into experiences you haven't even imagined yet. During all this excitement today, I pose to you, graduates, I ask you to pursue happiness. As simple as it sounds, happiness is not the same as success, and it is not easily achieved. Pure happiness, pursuing happiness, requires courage, intention, and a willingness to choose what truly matters over what simply looks impressive or what others believe and expect you should do. As you step forward, remember that your future isn't defined as where you've been or what you've done in the past, but the courage that you bring to what comes next. I assure you, there will be challenges ahead and moments when you'll doubt yourself. But the real secret to happiness is knowing deep down that you already have what it takes, and to surround yourself with a community that lifts you up. A community of loved ones, friends, mentors, and colleagues who genuinely want to see you thrive. Stay grateful for the help of others. Treat people with kindness. Resist the urge to judge, because we never know what is going on or what battles other people are fighting. And do your best to leave every place and person better than when you found it. Do this, and you will find happiness. So take pride in this moment and know that this is not an ending, it's just the beginning of everything you're ready for. Congratulations, class of 2026. Roll Tide.
All right, I know everyone's probably pretty hot, but one more speech, promise you it's the best one. I now have the pleasure of introducing our class valedictorian, Holly Keenan. During her time at Concord High School, Holly was a part of the CHS Drama Club, performing in multiple productions, as well as co-writing and directing a Senior 1X play. She was a member of the National Honor Society in Student Government and a Tri-Music Honor Society officer, and a graduate of the CRTC Theater and Film Program. Outside of school, Holly works as a piano teacher, performs in the community and professional productions, and does dance. She also won Senior Superlative Most Selfless Person in Concord High School, and that's the most true it can be. Best person I've ever known, Holly Keenan.
One sec, there we go. Okay. Good morning. I know I'm the only thing standing in between you hugging your students and getting pictures, but I promise I'll be quick. I'm sure you're all dying to do another dance break, but don't worry, I won't make you do the Cupid Shuffle next. It is an honor to be speaking today in front of you as your class valedictorian. Congratulations, graduates, for this monumental accomplishment. I hope you're all extremely proud of yourselves. I'd like to take a moment to thank the people who have helped me get to this point. My mom and dad, my family, friends, and teachers, especially Mr. Close, Mr. Cohen, and Mrs. Cowett. Thank you all for encouraging me to dream. Ever since we're little, we are constantly asked the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? For some of us, answers may have included a movie star, an NFL player, a princess, the president, or an astronaut. The world seemed so big, and it felt like we could have been anything. For me, I wanted to be a mathematician, a marine biologist, a zookeeper, and a surgeon. Clearly, I had a lot of careers in the running, but that was okay because I had time. Throughout elementary and middle school, the same question was asked, but it seemed like a lifetime before we would even have to think about college or a career. When we got to high school, it suddenly felt more real. It was as if dreaming was now childish, and it was time for us to be realistic. Up until sophomore year, I thought I wanted to be a surgeon. That had been my dream after watching Grey's Anatomy for years. But at the end of the year, something changed, and I realized I wanted to pursue theater, not just as a hobby, but as a career. Clearly, that was a big switch up. It was scary and felt impossible to say out loud that I wanted to do theater professionally and maybe even one day be on a Broadway stage. When I tell people I'm majoring in musical theater, they ask me what my backup plan is, and probably ask themselves, why would you pursue something that's basically a setup to fail? And a lot of the time, I ask myself the same question. Why don't I go into another career? One that's more stable or makes more money? But the reason why I chose to pursue it, despite all of the factors against me, is because I love it, and it's my dream. Here's a quote from Little Women that I think fits. Just because my dreams are different than yours doesn't mean they're unimportant. My dream doesn't have to make sense to anyone else but me. For example, Clover's dream is to write books. Sierra wants to be a pediatric occupational therapist. Jacoby's dream is to tour with Bruno Mars. Pratiksha wants to travel the world. Chelsea wants to be a teacher or the mayor. Michael wants to be a plumber. Callie wants to work with women and children and advocate for reproductive health care. Drayden wants to be a gym teacher. And Amelia's dream is to become an astronaut. If we all had the same goals, the same dreams, and the same futures, there would be no diversity, no individuality, and no creativity. It's up to us to choose our dreams and follow them, no matter what other people are doing. All of our futures are equally as important and impactful. Though the question, what do you want to be when you grow up, has been circling through our minds for years, I've never once been asked the question, who do you want to be when you grow up? We as humans are multidimensional and not defined by one singular thing, like the college we're going to or what our future job will be. Yes, having an idea of what you want to be is important, but figuring out who you want to be is much more. At the end of the day, although our big accomplishments are important, who we are is made up of so many puzzle pieces. Moments, qualities, and the things we do when no one is watching. The most valuable things about you can be your smile, the person's day you made better by saying hi to them in the hallway, how excited you get with your teammates after winning a big game, the bad jokes you tell around your friends, how determined you are to reach your goals, the new hobby you're trying, and how you treat those around you, including yourself. So who do you want to be? What impact do you want to make? Where do you want to go? The possibilities are endless and no dream is ever too big. Now, I know I've just said a bunch of stuff about how our futures are different and yada yada, but when we look around at all of our classmates, we all did it. We all made it here, on completely different paths, all going in completely different directions. And that in itself is something to be incredibly proud of. Although our lives might be different, we aren't as different as we might think. We're all here to celebrate today, so let's take in this final moment of all of us being together. The next time we'll all be with each other will probably be our reunion in 10 years. Whatever you end up doing between then and now, whoever you end up becoming, I hope you all continue to dream. Now, graduates, what we've been waiting for since the first time we watched High School Musical 3, please rise. Now move your tassels from right to left, signifying the end of this chapter in your life. If you guys have bobby pins in your caps, I would take them out now. Okay. It's time. I hope you guys are ready. Let's throw those caps! Woo! Yay! Congratulations, 2026. Get out there and find your spotlight on your Broadway stage.
Sorry, I had to do selfless.
Keenan. Tommy, you did a phenomenal job.
Hey, great to have you this way.
Thank you. Great.
Was I too fast?